everybody, welcome back to Chefin' with Chefry. Thank you for, wow, why did I say thank you for watching? It's not over yet. Today we're going to be making meatloaf with some roasted squash and zucchini that Jeremy's parents graciously brought us. Graciously?
From their garden.
They brought it from their garden. So it's fresh from the garden. And so we're gonna roast them with some dry herbs and some olive oil. And then we're gonna make an Italian-ish meatloaf with sauce, mozzarella, Parmesan cheese, herbs and seasonings.
Hey, let's get a look at it before we start talking about it.
Okay. They gave us a lot of squash and we were trying to figure out a good way to use it. Roasted veggies are usually a very good way of doing it because they're gonna shrink up and it's not gonna be as much as it seems, but same with the meatloaf. But yeah, it's gonna be a good meal. Usually you do mashed potatoes, but we're trying to make it a little bit healthier, I suppose. Yeah, veggies are yummy if they're done right. Say hi to Billy. Now I'm going to preheat the oven to 375. Start. And then I'm going to start with the meatloaf because that's probably going to take the longest. No, it will take the longest. Grab the meat, bring the bowl. We'll put probably half of this onion into the meatloaf and then half of it on with the roasted veggies just to give them something else, you know what I mean? So I'm going to do small to medium dice for this, for the meatloaf. I like to keep it raw when I put it into the meatloaf because it gives it some texture and such. Some people like to cook their onions and garlic before they put it into the meatloaf, which is totally cool too. What you could do is just do like probably maybe a little butter or olive oil and saute it in your cast iron skillet for a little bit. Bring out some more flavors.
Time for our eyes to burn. I can already feel it.
Yeah, this one's a strong one. My eyes started to twitch instantly too. That's pretty cool.
We need to start wearing goggles.
I'm not. Mama didn't raise no roof. There you go. I did the roof instead of saying the word. Alright, so here's the one for the meatloaf. And I'm just gonna, Sunny hates me. And then I'm just gonna go just like this. And then for the veggies, I'm going to just do a larger dice on it. Why do I say probably a lot? I also say okie dokie a lot at work. It's kind of gross. What? That way, so what I'll do is I'll just do this and so I'm just gonna go just like this for that one. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this into my vegetable bowl. Bring this to the edge. Oh, I'm gonna mess that up. I just envisioned half of the onion falling onto the floor. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. I'm gonna go ahead and smash this garlic up. Wow, that one was a good one. Well, happy Friday. Oh God, Jeremy, you sneezed. I just jumped a little bit. So the cool thing about today, since I'm not going to be cooking the garlic or the onions beforehand, I don't have to use the stovetop. So this is all going to be done in the oven. There's not going to be a whole bunch. You're pretty much just going to be seeing prep, and then maybe I'll do some weird talking stuff while we're waiting. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And
weird talking stuff. How exciting.
So exciting. All right, now that this garlic's ready. High quality video stuff here, huh?
Stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say a bad word, but I changed my mind. Smash! Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in with the onions for the vegetables. Now, it's time to get a little dirty. I'm gonna open up the beef. There's the pretty ground beef. Let me grab my eggs. I'm gonna actually whisk them a little bit before I put them in. Now it's time to get it all over my cutting board, watch. Just a little bit. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gonna drain out some of this juice. The brine. So we're gonna stuff this meatloaf with these little mozzarella pearls. They're yummy. Alright, so now I'm gonna throw in onion. I'm not going to use all of this onion. I'm going to put the rest of this in with the veggies. You'll see why when I'm trying to form it later, it's not going to want to cooperate with me. Go ahead and add the egg in. I did 2 eggs. I try and do like maybe an egg per pound. It's a pretty good rule of thumb. I'm going to add just a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes for a little bit of pizzazz. Dry parsley. Italian seasoning, which consists of pretty much, it has marjoram, oregano, thyme, rosemary, savory, basil, and a little bit of sage. A little bit of that, and then I'm gonna quite a bit of oregano in it because we really love oregano. Then some onion salt, garlic salt. I'm gonna do about, I'm gonna say probably, oh yeah, it's gonna be almost exactly a cup. So let's do that.
Cup of Italian style breadcrumbs.
Some salt and pepper. Ground beef can take a lot of salt and flavoring. A lot of it cooks out and the fat that leaves it. And this is garlic powder, by the way, and some onion powder. Put in a little bit of the shaved Parmesan as well.
Saving the rest for the top?
Yep. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get my sheet pan ready, get my hands all gunky, and it'll be ready to roll. All right, so my pan's ready. I have a lot of stuff in here, all my seasonings. So now just get in there, don't be shy. Mix it all together really nice. So the egg and the breadcrumb act as a binder to keep the meatloaf together. You can smell the Italian herbs, the seasoning and stuff in here. Just really want to make sure you incorporate it, but not too much because it's going to be really dense if you work it too much. I don't want it too firm today. Work it just a little bit more because it's not all fully incorporated just yet. So do you want me to do the center filled with the cheese like I did that one time, or should I just mix it in all together?
I say mix it in all together.
Well, I'll do this first then, and then I'll put a little bit just right in the center when I put it on the pan. Who doesn't love mozzarella pearls? I'm gonna go ahead and bring my pan down. I'll plop this onto there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of spread it out like this. Get the outlying mozzarella pearls into the middle, like that. So when we cut into this later, when it's done, gonna be ooey gooey, cheesy goodness. Now we're just gonna try and work it to where it's gonna fold in on itself like this. Making this look really great, right? So we can go like this and just roll it in on itself just a little bit. Make sure that most of the pearls stay on the inside. So you're gonna kind of want to flatten it out. The thicker and taller you have it, the longer it's gonna take to cook. There's a lot of cheese balls on the end here. That's gonna be the good one.
Yeah, just
good
put
stuff.
them on top if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a few on top. Make sure it's even. No, I didn't spray the pan because this beef's gonna have a lot of fat that runs out. You'll see when it's done cooking.
This is 80-20, right?
Yeah, 80-20. So it's 80% beef, 20% fat. And I would say that that looks pretty yummy so far. Came together better than I thought it was going to. I'm gonna de-ground beef my hands a little bit here. Don't cross-contaminate. Now my hands are gonna smell like citrus grapefruit.
Beef.
Beef, yeah, with garlic and stuff. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna kind of cup this up a little bit. That way the fat doesn't run off of the sheet pan or onto the sheet pan, and it's a lot easier to clean up. A little bit more of a layer of seasoning to the top.
That was garlic powder.
That was garlic powder, this is onion powder. And you can do this now, or you can do this when it's close to being done cooking. But if you do it this way, it's gonna... Ooh, that was close. Almost lost the coffee. You can either do this later and it'll be more moist, the sauce, or you can put it on now and then it's gonna thicken up and reduce down and be thicker on top of the meatloaf, which I prefer. Drizzle it on top like such and so forth. I don't know why I said such and so forth. Take a spoon. Oh God, the damn chopsticks.
It's always the chopsticks and the metal straws.
And then I'm gonna spread it out like this. This way I can control it better. Because if I would've just went all willy-nilly with the sauce, it would've went everywhere and you can't really control where it goes. This way you can hug the whole meatloaf. I know that sounds weird, but
Give it a nice
it's a nice little blanket. Do you want a beer?
I almost choked when I laughed at that. Yeah, I'll take a beer.
So look at that. That looks like it's gonna be scrum-diddly-umptious. So this beer we're gonna have today is a peach wheat beer. And it says it is brewed in Wilmington, North Carolina, brewed and canned by Edward Tech Brewing LLC, and it's Blackbeard, and it's a peach wheat. I haven't tried this yet, so I heard it was really good.
Oh, my hand has obviously held the camera for a while.
Ooh. Okay, I like that. It's good. Ooh, oh snap.
It's
Oh
nice.
snap.
It's a nice chill beer.
So here's the meatloaf. That's a
Oh my
big
God.
zucchini. Grab all the squash. Hopefully I have enough. Oh my goodness. Hopefully I have enough room in this bowl. Hope you're hungry. All right, so with the zucchini, did you say you wanted it like halves?
Did you rinse them?
Yes, I already washed them.
Okay.
They're not prickly anymore.
Kind of like a D, a capital D.
Okay, so cut off the ends there. And then you can stand it up like this. Go straight down the center. Then you have the two halves like that. And then you can go just like this. Bada bing, bada boom. You know what I'm saying? And this, since this zucchini is so humongous,
You can cut it into 4.
cut it into 4. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut it in half first, like that. Since the bottom's bigger than the top, then I'm gonna go down the side like this, and then like this, and then this one's gonna be diced. And I'm gonna go like this too, because it's so freaking huge. Then go just like this. And then you can see it breaks apart. It's not all the same shape, but this is a home-cooked meal.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
There's no people sitting in the lobby of our restaurant
Yeah, except for Jeremy playing Call of Duty in the back.
with griffins.
With Griffins. Wow. This one zucchini's almost filled up half the bowl. And my eye's twitching again. Does anybody else have random eye twitches randomly? I don't understand it, but you want them to be semi-uniform because if they're not gonna cook evenly. Here, I'll cut these in half too. And that one. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I washed my hands.
Yeah, okay.
I did.
Do another squash. Now I'm gonna grab the olive oil, some herbs again. And once again, I'm gonna go ahead and put my foil onto my sheet pan. Is this yours?
Yes.
God, what's wrong with you? Olive oil, I'm gonna do probably quarter cup. No, I might do more than that. We'll see what it looks like. You don't want to completely smother it with them. Smother them with it. I'm gonna do a half cup. You just want it to be enough to coat and give it a little bit of the flavor from the olive oil. Let's do pepper. My eye's twitching really hard again.
In the city.
Maybe it's when you talk it makes my eye twitch.
Oh wow, you're kind of like Michael Scott makes Stanley's heartbeat monitor go faster.
Yeah, we've been trying to watch The Office a lot again because it's getting ready to be taken off and put on the Peacock, which is NBC's new streaming service.
How many streaming services does one have to buy to have lots of good show options?
Apparently all of them. That was Italian seasoning. This is oregano. I'm gonna do some garlic powder and some onion powder again too. Don't be shy with your seasonings. Just make sure you know your audience before you go at it. I was trying to think what to say and I couldn't. Give it a good mix. And I haven't touched any of the onions yet. They're all the way down here. There we go. Should I try and be chefy and do the bowl?
No, there's too much in it.
This bowl's not a big enough bowl either. It's not like wider. If it was wider, maybe. But
Yeah. You're
Oops.
gonna end up just moving like 25% of it.
And then 10% of it's gonna go on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
If it was
dropped a
wings
piece.
though.
Yeah, if it was wings. So now, oh man, I made a lot. Spread it out. See now what my problem, this is gonna suck a little bit because this is our biggest sheet pan, but what's gonna end up happening now is this is gonna steam itself rather than brown up.
I'm okay with it getting like kind of soggy. I kind of like my squash soggy.
Okay, so we'll leave it like this. It's gonna partially steam and the top might get a little crispy. But at the end, closer to the end, I'm probably gonna end up broiling the top of the meatloaf anyways, and then I can, when I pull the meatloaf out, I can just throw these in there and crisp them up a smidge. That would work, right? Yeah, that sounds good. See how pretty that looks? Fresh from the garden.
Of Jeremy's parents.
Yes. I'm gonna throw it in the oven with the meatloaf. You can already kind of smell the meatloaf. It smells delicious.
And now we wait.
And now we wait. I'm gonna take another sip.
Oh, we had to make sure to get that on camera.
And now we wait. It's probably gonna be between, I'll probably check it again in about 20-30 minutes.
Put
You
a
can see it's
timer.
4:24, and I guess I'll set a timer because she wants me to. That's 30 seconds, right?
Yeah. So you said 30 minutes. Timer on.
There we go.
See, you can tell he never uses the timer. I always do.
It's all up here and here. Use your senses, and you can usually figure out when things are ready. But yeah, see you soon. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm going to, it's been about 15-16 minutes. So I'm gonna rotate this since we don't have a convection oven. That way it cooks evenly. And some convection ovens, you need to rotate them anyways. So if you want a quick little look to see how things are going, they're looking pretty yummy. You can see the sauce is getting a little drier.
Thick.
Thick, yeah. And you can see the veggies are softening up. It's looking good, looking good. Well, Andy needs to go sit down and drink more beer. All right, so we got a little bit of time left here, about 20 seconds. So what we're gonna do is let it finish, of course, but I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce, and then I'm gonna cut up my basil chiffonade for a nice little garnish for the meatloaf, and then I'm gonna sprinkle some cheese on top. It's gonna
Italian
be delicious.
blend.
Italian blend, yeah. 5 different cheeses. I totally didn't see what kind they were, but it's probably Parmesan, Romano, Provolone. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Here we go. So you can see the meatloaf, how the sauce is thickened up, and you can see how it's kept the fat in there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and temp it real quick, just to see what we're at. And here we go. Here we go. There we go. We're on. It is. You want to put it into the thickest part, and it is only at just over 130, which is cool. Because I'm going to add a little bit more sauce to it just to give it even more of a good flavor here. And then that'll give the cheese time to melt, and so on. Just do another layer. And all you're doing is just layering up the flavors real nice. Didn't get it on the floor, but I did. Yay me. So now, I'll spread another layer. And I'm going to take this cheese first. Sprinkle this on top. Not going to do too much because there's a ton of cheese in it already. I would say this is about a cup or 2 of cheese. Well, that's quite a bit actually, but that's okay.
We love cheese in this house.
Then I've got some leftover Parmesan here I'm going to throw on top too. And this is going to be nice and crispy, and you know what? I'm just going to use all of it.
Yay, more space in the fridge.
Yep, more space in the fridge. And I'm gonna throw this into our bag so we can recycle. I'm gonna throw it, actually, just to make it look even better, I'm gonna put a little bit of Italian herbs back on top of it. Italian seasoning. That way when the cheese gets all ooey gooey, it's gonna have a little nice green herby specks in it.
Flavor on top of flavor on top of flavor on top of flavor on top of flavor.
Crushed red pepper flake.
On top of flavor, on top of flavor, on top of flavor.
I'm gonna throw this back in and then I'm gonna pull out the vegetables so you can get another quick glimpse of those. You can see how they're cooking real nice. They're starting to get a little bit of color on them.
Yes.
Nice and steamy. Let's do another 10 minutes. See you soon. You're zooming in on my face again, aren't you?
No, I was already zoomed in.
Oh, well, cool. Timer. Did it right that time on the first try. Oh no, wait, let me go ahead and cut this up for you guys. So, we're growing this basil in our house and it's got a little bit of brown spots on it, but it's okay. I'll bring those out. What you're gonna wanna do is stack on top of each other. Stack everything on top of itself like this. You wanna usually use the biggest leaf on the bottom, and then you can put a bigger one on top too so it contains all the smaller leaves. You're gonna take it and roll it up pretty tight like that. Pull that piece off. And that piece off, sorry. And then you're gonna just go back like that with that motion. And you can hear it cutting through it. It's not smashing it and bruising it. And then you're gonna garnish your meatloaf with this, and it's gonna look pretty awesome. It's gonna be pretty, and it's gonna add extra flavor and freshness.
And a little side note, if you have basil growing, if you have your own living basil, this needs to be watered like every single day.
Daily.
It drinks water so fast.
It wilts.
Yeah, and if it wilts, don't give up on it. Just give it a lot of water and it'll probably come back to life.
It's come back to life every time we forgot to do it.
Yeah.
It happened. Damn, I'm hot. 87 degrees in that little pocket.
Wow. I couldn't even see it with the camera.
Oops. All right, let's give it a look. I'm being smart this time and not getting the heat blast to the face. Still, just look at that. Like, who can argue with that? Nobody. So let's do another temp here right in the middle.
This meatloaf is going to hug your soul like the cheese is hugging the meatloaf.
Man, it's only gone up a little bit.
Oh.
That's okay. So we'll go another 5-10 minutes.
Do 8.
Do 8? You think 8's the magic number?
Yes.
Going in. Well, look at the skin on the zucchini. It's starting to blister.
I hate that word.
Blister? That's the correct term. What are you doing?
Start!
Okay, see you in a few. Hello. So what I'm gonna do now is spin it real. Ooh, I did it, even though I said I wasn't gonna do it again. As you can see, the cheese is crisping up. I don't think I really need to broil it. Go ahead and turn that off.
This could probably feed a family of like 5.
This is gonna have leftovers, so I have a few suggestions for you. A few things you can do is you can make sandwiches out of it. Let's get some mozzarella cheese. Well, you probably have plenty of cheese in there. But just get some nice bread and cut it.
Kind of like a meatball sub.
Kind of like a meatball sub, but with meatloaf instead. Or you can crumble it up and put it into a sauce. But try and get some ding. See, it's done now. Well, mostly. I put it into a corner. But I'm gonna broil it for a minute anyways. So it's gonna be anyways, whatever. Let's get that cheese nice and crispy, but I'm gonna leave the oven open and watch it. And then once I take the meatloaf out, I'm going to move the veggies up so they broil for a second and get a little brown. So we're gonna keep an eye on it here. I wanted to see it bubble.
So we were thinking about the zucchini and squash and we realized putting a little bit of balsamic glaze on it might taste delicious. So we're gonna give that a try too.
Yeah, it's a lot of meatloaf.
That's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
I thought it was gonna shrink more than that, but it didn't. That's what she said.
You're stupid.
We're doing office references. I had to do it.
You can see the mozzarella oozing out of it.
Yep. All right, I think that's enough. I don't want it to go too much. But see, since we did the foil the way we did, all the fat's contained into there, but watch when I go to try and take off the foil, it's just gonna go all over the sheet pan. I'm gonna cut a decent size for the presentation, but I'm gonna try not to hit the foil, of course, and then keep the cheese intact here. Oh, you can feel all the mozzarella cheese right there. All right, moment of truth here. So I'm gonna go slide right underneath here. Wiggle it. This just doesn't want to let go. There we go. Look at that.
Oh my god.
So now I'm gonna set that right here. Now these still have some texture to them. They're not completely mushy. Let's bring the plate over. And if you want a good presentation plate, you're gonna need to wipe it up a little bit. Scoop the veggies. We'll put them right here, right next to it. Oops. We'll come over here for the basil. Sprinkle that on top of the meatloaf. This is a honking piece of meatloaf. Might not be able to eat all of it. And then this balsamic glaze. I'm gonna do a good squiggle over the top.
Not too much.
Like that. Do you want to go to the other side so I can put it up there?
Yeah.
All right. There we are. Tell me what you think. Is your mouth watering yet? Presentation isn't the greatest. It's a pretty big plate, but look at all that ooey gooey cheese in the center. You see no pink, so it's not raw. It's not raw!
It looks like a cave in there of cheesy goodness.
Now I need to get my picture here in a minute when you're done. Is there anything else I can, oops, anything else I can throw on there?
I think this looks good.
Okay.
Nice and balanced.
Not like me. I'm just kidding.
All right, take your picture.
Picture time. Now it's time for the hard part. I'm just kidding. It's not the hard part. It's the best part. So first, I'm gonna go with my squash and zucchini. Get a little bit of onion. Look, it's hot. Hot, buddy, hot. Get a little bit of garlic in there. That was a really good touch.
The balsamic?
Yeah. Gives a little bit of sweetness and acidity. Yummy. And now, where should I go at first? So go here. There's no cheese in that bite though, except for the cheese from on top. That sauce is really good.
Shout it out.
It's Jar Goods. It's the brand. I recommend it highly.
Not Jen.
Not Jane. Go for another bite. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna go to the cave.
Oh wait.
Look at that. This is gonna be a messy bite. Oh man, what a bummer. I'm gonna try not to let you see my food today.
Does it make you want to sing?
It does, but I'm not going to. For your sake. But you can really pick up the herbs in there. We put just enough in there. The cheese is ooey gooey deliciousness. You can get a little bit of the red pepper flake for a little spice. All in all, I'm happy with this one. Those veggies are really good too. Thank you, Jeremy's parents, for the fresh vegetables. They're delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to use the hashtag #ChefandWithChefry when you're posting your pictures. Follow me on Instagram, like and subscribe to my video, and subscribe to my channel. What am I saying? Well, whatever. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this. And it's starting to storm, so I'm gonna enjoy my dinner while I watch the storm. Have a good night.